Hello, friends. This is a story which talks about self-image or 100% truth. That is a choice. Well, this happened in a village where the king decided, in his kingdom, he wanted to find out a man who was really the boss in his family. So he said, let me have a competition. He asked his minister to announce in his full kingdom that every man who wanted to prove that he was the real boss in his family should come and participate in this competition. All he has to do is he has to narrate some incident through which he would be able to prove that he is the boss in his family and not his wife. Okay, that is the twist. Fine. So many men gave their names, they all came, and the competition was going on for 2-3 days, but unfortunately, none of them could prove that they were the boss in their house. And it was like this. If they could not prove, they would be given an apple to eat. And if somebody could really prove, the prize was a big stallion, a horse of the best breed from the king's stable. So many men tried and nobody was able to succeed. Finally, one man came who really proved that he was the boss in his family. So everyone was happy and the king said, okay, take him to the stable and let him select the horse that he wants. The man walked up to the stable and the first horse that he saw was a black stallion, and he really fell in love with that horse and he said, I would like this one. King said, fine, give it to him. He took it and the man rode on the horse and he was feeling really great. And when he was going, everybody was cheering. And before he reached his house, the information had reached his wife that, you know what, your husband has been declared the winner. The wife was feeling very proud. She dressed up very nicely and she was waiting with a garland in her hand. The man reached on his horse over there. He got down. The wife looked at him and looked at the horse. She reluctantly put the garland in his, on him. He wore it and he said, what happened? The wife said, why did you get a black horse? You know I like a white horse. I'm not going to accept this horse. I will not allow you to keep it in the house. You just have to take back the horse. I will not allow you to tie it in our courtyard also. You just go back immediately and get a white horse. The man said, why are you doing like this? I'm so tired. I can go and try maybe tomorrow. She said, nothing doing. You are not allowed. You just go back and get a white horse. The man had no choice. So he went back on his horse and the minister asked, what happened? Why did you come back? He said, what should I say, sir? You know what? Actually, I like a black horse, so I picked that up. But my wife likes a white horse and she did not allow me to take the horse inside the courtyard also. And she sent me back and she said, go and request the king to give you a white horse. So I'm sure you will please give me the white horse. The king and the minister smiled. They took the horse from him and gave him an apple. He said, so you have proved that you're not the boss in your house. So where is the question of getting a horse? So he was so dejected, he went back empty-handed. And the king and the minister had a great laugh. Now the minister went home. So his wife asked him when he sat down for his dinner, that tell me one thing, why did the king give horse as a prize? He should have given them some money, jewelry, riches, then the whole family could have enjoyed. What is the point of having a horse? A man may not be able to maintain that horse also. Why did the king do like that? The minister said, this question never crossed my mind. Anyway, I will ask him when I go back tomorrow. The wife said, nothing doing. I will not be able to sleep the whole night wondering what was the reason. So you go back immediately. If you go back immediately, the king would be still in his court. You go and ask him and get the answer. Otherwise, I'm not giving you your dinner. Now the minister had no choice. So he went back and he asked the king. The king said, fine, I'll give you the answer, but tell me one thing. You could have asked this question tomorrow in the morning. After the whole day, you were so tired. Why did you have to come back to ask right now? What was the urgency? The minister says, Your Honor, what could I do? My wife refused to give me dinner. She said, you better go and find out, otherwise no dinner for you. So I had no choice but to come. The king laughed a lot and he gave him an apple and said, "Okay, so you also eat an apple." Minister understood. He said, "What can I do?" He looked down sheepishly and he had the apple. Then he said, "But, Your Honor, at least tell me that what is the reason? Why did you decide to give a horse? Every time we give them money, riches and whatnot, why not the same thing this time?" King said, "What can I do? You know the situation. Actually, I wanted to give them money and all that as we do every time, but this time." Queen put her foot down. She said, "Nothing doing. This is a competition for men. When you give them money and riches, it is all enjoyed by the wife and the family. So this time, I am putting my foot down. You have to give a horse. And if you don't listen to me, then I will not allow the competition to happen." So what choice did I have? The minister then smiled and said, "Your Honor, should I cut the apple and give it to you over here itself, or you will eat it inside?" The king understood what a mistake he had done by saying this. Well, friends, this is just a story or maybe a joke which is being, spread every time by different people. But the point over here is, what is the thing that we learn from this? Now, as I told you in the beginning, the choice is always up to us. What is more important? Our self-image or the 100% truth? What could they have done? The man who came back with the horse, all he had to do was, he could have said, "Sir, when I went back, I realized that, oh my God, from my childhood, I always wanted a white horse. But I was so, flabbergasted. I was so amazed at the decision that I was the one who had won the prize, that the first horse that I saw, I picked it. I took it and I went. So, this was my wish from my childhood. You have told me that I can pick a horse of my choice. So can I just exchange it, please?" The king would have easily given him that. Now, the minister, he could have said that after reaching home, it struck me that every time we give money, why a horse this time? So I thought that this thought will keep on troubling me the whole night. I might as well go back and ask the king, what is the problem? So that is why I came back. The king could have said that the queen told me that it is our rule. Every time we give them money and jewelry, so this time also you give that. I said, no. This is a competition where men are taking part. So why should the family enjoy the riches? A horse is for a real man, and I am going to give a horse, and I'm not listening to you this time. Suppose the king would have said this. You see, I'm not saying that we should be telling lies. Is that what the story is trying to tell us? No, friends. If I were to interpret, I say that we should tell the truth. But self-image is much more important. And for maintaining that self-image in any situation, if we can do a little bit of window dressing, it can save our self-image, our self-respect, and we can get much more honor wherever we are. In the industry or in your family or wherever you are working, you have to understand that just telling the honest truth is always not very, very beneficial. You have to understand that your self-image is much more important. And for that, wherever you are working, you have to think first, and then say what you wish to say, so that you make sure that you do not make yourself a laughing stock in front of people with whom you are interacting. This is what the story says to me, and it is applicable anywhere. Now, the choice is up to you. So for that, now what do? You have to interpret it in your own way. So for that, listen carefully. Interpret it the way you feel is right for you. Adapt what you wish to adapt, and let your life skills grow so that you can handle tricky situations smartly and confidently. So for that, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. A little about the Institute, about us. The name of my institute is Mrs. Surabhi Banerjee's Spoken English Classes, established in 1980. And the name of our training program is Enhance Your English. We have classes both online as well as offline. And our client list comprises of professionals, entrepreneurs, students, homemakers, and people from all walks of life. For so many years, for this last 45 years that I have been working as a communication coach in my institute, I have trained people from different walks of life, and they have all blossomed into the real person that they wish to be. So if you wish to enhance your English or your communication skills, not just English, please feel free to contact us. The contact number is given below. Thank you.